Hello BookTube, welcome to Lizzie Faye Loves Books. I'm Elizabeth and it's time for Friday Reads. Well, I did a little better this week. I just finished 4 books this week. I had only finished 2 as of this time last week. So now I finished 6 books for the month of February so far. I had hoped to finish another one by the filming of this video, and I only have 20% left on an ebook that I'm working on my Kindle, and my Kindle died and it's charging right now. So my plan is to get that book finished this evening as well, and possibly even another short story that I'm working on, but I'll let you know more about those next week. The books I mainly worked on this week were 2 fantasy books, which were big books, and then 2 middle grade books, which were not so big. I read 2 of the Sunshine State Young Reader Award finalists, which I know I kind of went off theme. My theme for reading this month is Fantasy February, and then of course romance. And I did accomplish my 2 fantasies for this week, but I realized that if I'm going to read the Sunshine State books for this school year, I really need to get busy. And I would like to not have to read any of them in March because of March Mystery Madness, so that kind of just leaves me the rest of this month to finish them up. So I have finished, I believe, 8 of them now, which means I still have 7 to go, and I believe I can get all of them on audio, and so I'll be able to click through those pretty quickly. But let me show you what I finished, and then we'll talk about what I plan to read coming up. So in print, I read The Kiss of Deception by Mary E. Pearson. This book is fantastic. I really enjoyed it. Of course, it's been all over BookTube, and if you want to see any reviews of it, I'm not the person to watch. I mean, there are so many other really great reviews of this book that you might want to check out. But I'll just tell you really quick what I enjoyed about it was the mystery of it. That the princess runs away, and there are 2 men who have followed her and are after her. One is a hired assassin, and one is the prince that she never met, but she's running away from him because she doesn't know him, and she doesn't want to marry someone that she doesn't know. She wants to marry for love. And she doesn't know that these 2 men are after her, and when she meets them, she still doesn't know that they're after her. They know who she is, but she doesn't know who they are. And neither does the reader. That is the big thing about this book. The reader doesn't know. And that's amazing because it makes it so much more fun to read. It keeps you guessing almost the whole way through, and it's just fantastic. So I definitely recommend this book. We already have the 2nd book checked out of the library, and I went ahead and I've already read the 1st chapter, and I really can't wait to get to this because this one stops rather abruptly. That's really kind of my only complaint, is it really leaves you hanging, and you're like, what? I need to know what happens next. And so that's why I had to immediately go and open this one up and just see that, see that everybody's okay. The other fantasy book I actually just finished tonight is Royal Assassin by Robin Hobb. I have been listening to this on my phone through Hoopla, and I really enjoyed it. And overall, I think I really enjoyed the reading of this one better than the first one, Assassin's Apprentice, although I didn't really like how this one ended. I didn't think there was enough resolution. But of course, it is the 2nd book in the trilogy, so you can't expect everything to be resolved. You want the storyline to continue. It kind of made me sad how this one ended, and I want to get back into the next one as soon as possible too, because I really want things to get better. Alright, so I mentioned that I finished 2 of the Sunshine State books, and the first one I finished is by Dave Barry, who is hilarious. If you haven't ever read Dave Barry, you really got to try something by Dave Barry. He's one of our Florida guys. He is or used to be a newspaper columnist in Miami. He's just got a crazy sense of humor. He has adult books as well as books for young people. You may be familiar with Peter and the Starcatchers. He is one of the co-authors of that series. And he wrote The Worst Class Trip Ever. It's one of our Sunshine State books for this year. It's really outlandish and crazy, but so are most of Dave Barry's books, and it's just really fun. It's, of course, not believable at all, but, his characters and his stories are plausible, but not really believable, I guess you could say, because they're just so crazy. One of the funny things is that almost always a character or group of characters from some fictitious country ending in Stan, like Gurkistan or something like that, and it's just funny. You know, if you like fun middle grade books, then this one might be worth taking a look at. Another one I listened to on audio is The Tapper Twins Go to War with Each Other by Geoff Rodkey. I've noticed in the fine print that Geoff Rodkey is the writer of Good Luck Charlie. I don't know if that's a book, but I know it was a Disney Channel TV show. My daughter enjoys watching it. In fact, she just watched the entire series on Netflix after having watched you know, the episodes while they aired and in reruns. So I told her, you know, I said you should really read this one because it, you know, you might enjoy it. This one I thought was a little too obvious of a moral dilemma. This one definitely had a moral to the story. It has the themes of, you know, fighting versus not fighting, you know, revenge and cyberbullying, things like that. And it's about these two twins who are at war with each other, at odds with each other, and the things that they do to each other to take revenge. And it's done in a really funny, cute way, but I felt like that the ending was just a little too well tied up, and that the twins just kind of came to a resolution a little too quickly, and it kind of almost got preachy at the end. And I don't mind preachy, but it's like it just wasn't disguised well enough. The message might not get across in the way that it's intended. It might just be too pushy of a message, maybe. I don't know. That's just kind of an inkling that I get. But it's not a bad book, and these are certainly messages that should be addressed. These are definite issues, cyberbullying and getting back at people as opposed to turning the other cheek and, you know, letting things go, getting revenge as opposed to making up. And so they're definite issues. I just don't know if this was my favorite way of showcasing it. So I don't know, but it wasn't bad, and I'm certainly glad I read it. So coming up this week, I have at least 3 other books that I've already started that I need to finish. 2 of them are ebooks on my Kindle, but what I want to read in the coming week, for a print book, Katie wanted to know why I wasn't going to go immediately on and read the Heart of Betrayal, and I told her, I said, it's because I have some romances that I've been holding up and showing in I don't know how many videos, and I really want to read at least 1 or 2 of them while it's still February. So I am happy to say that I did start this. The first book in this bind-up is Simply Irresistible, and I read the first chapter this morning. I'm still not sure that these books are going to be up my alley, though, because just in reading all the blurbs and the reviews, there may be a few more shenanigans in these Jill Shalvis books that I'm really comfortable with. I really prefer to just, you know, use your imagination when it comes to romance. I don't really like a lot of graphic detail. So if that's what's in here, then I'm probably not going to be a big fan. But I have heard a lot of great things about Jill Shalvis as a writer, and I'm willing to definitely give her books a try. So I will read these 2 for sure, and then we'll go from there. Then as far as audiobooks go, what I plan to get to next, I'm going to do a couple of shorter books next, because Royal Assassin was about 30 hours. So the next one I want to read is The Sword and the Stone. Of course, it's the first book in Once and Future King, and on audio this is about 10 hours. So this is considerably shorter than Royal Assassin. Of course, I plan to eventually read all of the books in Once and Future King, but I thought I would at least get started with Sword and the Stone. Then I have the Wolves of the Beyond books, 4, 5, and 6. This is book 4, Frost Wolf. I have all of these on audio on Hoopla. I've already downloaded this one, and it's only about 5 hours. So definitely these 2 I'm going to listen to this week for Fantasy February. And I am waiting to get Heartless on CD from the library, and then I'll use my print copy to follow along, but I thought I would be able to get to it a lot sooner if I have the audiobook, and it's checked out right now. I've got it on hold. I think I'm next in line, so whenever it comes, then I will get started on this one. And for Sunshine State books, the next one I plan to get to is The Luck Uglies. I also have this one on hold at the library on audio. Luck Uglies is by Paul Durham, and I believe this is a fantasy, so this fits right in with my theme for this month. And then I also have checked out The Neptune Project by Polly Hollyoak, and I don't know anything about it other than it looks like it takes place underwater. It's not really fit my February theme, but as I said, I want to read as many of the Sunshine State books as I can this month, and I believe I am going to be able to get them all on audio. One other children's book I checked out from the library on Akasa's recommendation is Red Knit Cap Girl and the Reading Tree. If you've never watched Akasa's channel, she reviews some really great middle grade books and children's picture books. And so she reviewed recently 2 books in the Red Knit Cap Girl series, and so I looked on my own library website, and this is the only one available in my county. So I went ahead and ordered it, and I thought I would read it. It looks really cute. This is by Naoko Stoop. I haven't read it yet, but it looks totally adorable. I also checked out a DVD from the library today. I checked out Aragon. Aragon, the book, is by Christopher Paolini. I read it last year, and I would like to go ahead and get to the second book in the series, which is Eldest, hopefully this month. And so I thought I would go ahead and check out the movie of Aragon because I've never seen it, and it might also kind of give me some reminders because I don't really remember a lot about what happened in Aragon. And the librarian told me that he had read the book and seen the movie, and he thought that the movie followed the book pretty closely, so that's a good thing. And so this is something I hope to get to this weekend or sometime within the next week. So before I sweat to death, I better sign off of this video. Got a lot going on this weekend and in the next few days, but I do hope to get some of these books read. But that's all I have for this video. I hope you're having a great day. Read a good book, and God bless you.